should I post this or that? Is that gonna make him reply to my story? Or, oh, I remember that he really loved this dress, so let me take a picture in it and get him to text me. It's ridiculous. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another video. Today, I wanted to talk about male validation. Why do we crave male validation as women, and why is it so toxic for us and so unhealthy to be craving male validation in such an unhealthy way? So if you clicked on this video, you yourself, you are aware of that, which is very important. You are aware of the fact that you do center your confidence, your self-esteem a lot around men, right? So we've all been in this situation, I think, as women, where the moment that guy doesn't text us back, the moment, the guy is giving us mixed signals, we start to doubt ourselves, our beauty, our personality, our everything, us as a whole, and that can be very detrimental. And chasing and craving male validation is not only ruining your confidence, yourself, but to a certain point, it also is going to bring toxic behavior into your future relationships and into your healthy relationships. I want to talk about how damaging this mindset is and this toxic trait, as well as how to end it. So, what is really male or the craving of male validation? It is when a woman's confidence and self love and self concept is tied around the attention of men. Whether that is compliments, approval. Of course, it can either be super obvious, where you are extremely centering your whole life around men, which is super unhealthy, or it can be just subtle. Once in a while you see yourself, like, I don't know, feeling insecure because a guy isn't texting you back, for example. Here are some common signs that you are seeking male validation. You dress for the male gaze. You dress for the male gaze and you do your makeup for male gaze, which I don't exactly have an issue with if it is actually your style. But if you love flamboyant makeup, colorful makeup that is well known to be hated by men, why don't you do that? Just because men don't like it, why don't you wear that suit, So you have to figure out, is that my style, or am I just dressing to impress men? Another sign is that your mood is affected by men, and I don't mean by a stable partner. I mean by random men, by guys you are chasing. Your mood, your happiness revolves around them. And you only feel attractive and pretty and confident whenever a man compliments you. These are some of the common traits of seeking male validation. Of course, there are plenty more, but these are like the top ones that are actually pretty obvious. But why do we seek male validation? And this is kind of a hard question because we are social beings, right? We are literally programmed to seek validation in our peers, in our families, we like validation. And there is nothing wrong with, getting a little bit of that validation, but you cannot center your whole image, your whole concept, your whole confidence, your whole happiness around validation. And this doesn't only have to be around male validation, right? But the validation from your family, from your friends. But I also made a video on confidence, which will be linked down below, where I talk about this quite a lot. But the biggest reason why we probably seek validation or male validation is because society tells us to, right? It has been like this for a very long time. Ever since we were little, we as women, we were programmed to crave, like, I don't want to say crave male attention, not in like a bad way, but our parents would tell us you have to be so pretty so you get a man or something like that. And so one thing is that we've been socially conditioned to this, as well as beauty standards, and the media kind of, pushes towards that. But the second thing is lack of self love and lack of confidence. As I said, I made a video about confidence, which will be listed down below. But I feel like that is probably the biggest reason because we're kind of aware of these social conditions and what the media says. But it is really hard to validate yourself when you don't even like yourself, right? So I would definitely recommend you to check that video where I go in depth on confidence. And as I said, the third point why we crave validation is evolutionary because back in the days we needed validation. We were wired for acceptance. We literally would not survive without being accepted and validated. But we no longer require that. Before I get into the tips, I also want to talk about why male validation is so dangerous for us women. Because one thing is, you center your whole life around men and men's attention, and you lose yourself essentially. That's one thing. You lose your identity. You forget who you are. You forget about your goals because your only goal is to get a guy's attention. Next thing is becoming emotionally dependent. I already spoke about this. It is not a nice thing to live through being emotionally dependent on somebody, especially somebody who probably doesn't even care about you back. It's not healthy to emotionally depend on anybody, let alone a man who lets you chase him. So that is also a really negative thing, as well as the toll it takes on your relationships. Whether it is choosing the wrong guy to be in a relationship with or creating really unhealthy patterns that are later on going to impact your probably healthy relationships. Not to mention that seeking these validating relationships can lead to getting into relationships with narcissistic people, with manipulative people. It is a toxic trait, and toxic people love toxic traits because they can abuse it. One thing is losing your identity, but one thing is ending up in a abusive, toxic relationship. So what do we do with this need for validation? Number one, you take a break from dating. I don't want you to go on any dates. It can be half a year, 6 months, or less than that. But I want you to take time to completely be celibate, of course, and to just completely decenter your life from men. Stop following them, stop engaging in content, stop going out for dates, stop, just like take a step back and completely cut off men from your life. Even if you meet the great guy, you are gonna still have toxic traits. This is not about them being a bad person. This is about the fact that you need to heal. And if by those 6 months, let's say, you get approached by a guy, you tell them, I'm working on myself right now. There are some issues that I need to work out. Let's revisit in a few weeks. If that guy is genuinely interested in you, he's gonna wait, you're gonna heal, and then you're gonna be able to start a healthy relationship. But no chasing guys, no flirting, no texting, no nothing. In these few months or however long you need, I want you to completely focus on yourself. Focus on your passion, focus on healing, perhaps even trying therapy. I want you to grow your knowledge, grow your character, spend some good time with your friends, and just completely decenter your life from men. And I get it, if your end goal is marriage and a family, this is pretty brutal, but jumping from relationship to a relationship and being emotionally exhausted from chasing men and craving attention, it's gonna be so debilitating for you and it's gonna harm you in the long run. Not to mention, it is probably just a distraction for you. It's time for you to reassess your priorities, develop some independence, and enjoy some solitude, as well as heal those unhealthy patterns. Next thing is, of course, validate yourself. That is, you are the first person who should be validating you, not your friends, not a man, not your family, not some strangers on social media, you yourself. You are the first one who has to be there for you, emotionally, physically, mentally. You are your own person and you need to be there for yourself. And If that means telling yourself 20 times a day that you're beautiful, that you're smart, so be it. So be it. Because at the beginning, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel unknown. It's going to feel uncomfortable. But guess what? In some time, it's going to click and the confidence is going to come and you're going to be comfortable and you're going to approve yourself essentially. Your words should carry more weight than anybody else's compliment, anybody else's. Strangers, your moms, your best friends, anybody. Your word should be the most precious. So find what is bothering you about yourself. If you don't feel pretty, validate yourself. I, you know, in the morning, just get up, look into the mirror, and tell yourself, I am beautiful, I'm smart, I am attractive, and yeah. And that is basically it. I know it sounds really easy, and but if you're consistent, and you might be doing this for 21 days, for a whole month, you might be doing this for 2 months. But guess what? At the beginning of that third month, it's going to click in and you're going to start believing yourself. Track your internal wins. Instead of waiting for somebody to compliment you, write down your achievements for that day. You know, as I said, I love journaling. I think journaling is amazing. And at the beginning of your journal, write down how you felt today. Write down what you loved about yourself that day. And it's maybe going to change every day. But one day you can write, I really like how I did my hair today. I really like the dress I wore today. I really like how I felt in my body today. I really like how my body performed at the gym today. It was so strong. So many things. Or I really like how my body was there for me. It was working today. And it can be something smaller, or it could be, I really like the way my makeup looks today, how my skin looks. And on the other hand, if there are some days where you're not feeling it, your skin is acting out, you are breaking out, for example, you are a little bit bloated, you can write it down, like, kind of hug yourself and be like, and that's okay. I'm I'm a human, and some days I feel pretty, some days I don't, and that is completely normal. Especially for us women, I look so different during my cycle. Like during ovulation, I look completely different. And then I'm in my luteal phase and menstrual phase, and I look different. I look different, and that is okay. So, as I said, you have to be there for yourself, comfort yourself, uplift yourself. Next thing is shifting your question. So, for example, if you ask yourself, does that guy like me? First of all, do you like yourself? And second of all, do you even like him? Very simple. Very simple. Shift your focus. Shift your focus on yourself. Not on if he likes you, but if you like him and if you like yourself. Are you adjusting your personality just to be more likable by men? Are you dressing more, even femininely, just to be approached more by men? Perhaps you don't like wearing dresses, you like pants and, I don't know, a blazer, but that's, kind of unconventional. So, but you like it, right? So, analyze if you are doing those things for yourself or just to be liked by men. Because I'm telling you, the moment that perfect person arrives, that perfect partner, you don't have to pretend anything. That person is going to love you exactly the way you are. With your scars, with your acne, with your cellulite, with your quirky fashion, with your, I don't know, whatever. But that person is going to love you as you are. So stop trying to fit into other guys' boxes, you know, when there's a perfect box for you. I hope you understand what I mean. But if there is something perfectly cut out for you, why would you want to make yourself small or reshape yourself just to be uncomfortable? That is another thing. But instead of asking if you are desirable, just ask yourself, do I love myself? And I think that's going to reveal a lot. Leading on to that, we of course have prioritizing your growth. and yourself. And as I said, you should definitely check out the confidence video, but the more you focus on yourself, the less time you're going to have to analyze the men around you and their choices. And the more you focus on building yourself, the more dating just becomes like a bonus. You know, it becomes like something that you have to make time for. And which is good. I think it's good. You can be building yourself while still looking out for marriage. But as I said, what we are talking about here is definitely not marriage behavior. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you know, as well as you kind of, I don't know how to say it, but perhaps look into a passion project, look into some hobbies, look into some self development, some education, some friendships, some anything. Just build your own life. And trust me, you're not even gonna have time to be thinking about men. Next is friendships. And I think this is a very important point because if you have friends that are chronic boy chasers and exactly those types of people that center their whole life around men, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're gonna have to cut them off. You're gonna have to cut them off because how are you supposed to get away from that where when your friend is dragging you down with you all the time? And instead, I want you to focus on women and on friendships that empower you. You know, focus on friendships that nourish you and that, make you feel complete. Stop bonding with other women over toxic relationships and over men. I'm not telling you to, like, you can here and there spill some tea, talk about a guy. We're girls, I get it. But if every single activity you do with that friend is revolved around men, like, oh, let's go to this place because there are guys there. Oh, like, oh, I have to take a picture so, this guy likes my story. And I'm not saying that these things are bad. It's okay once in a while if you have a little crush on somebody and you want to post a nice story so they see it. That's fine. But if it's chronically, repeatedly, over and over again, and, you know, and the worst thing is that these type of people normally chase really bad guys, like really bad, toxic men. So I'm just saying that it's okay to have fun with your friends and chit chat and, be girly and talk about crushes and relationships, but it cannot be the center of your universe. Your life is not it's your life. It's your life. It's so precious and it's so sad to see people wasted on chasing men. So surround yourself with women who make you laugh, who inspire you beyond relationships, who love talking about growth and self improvement, who love to celebrate each other. And trust me, your purpose is much, much bigger than any man's validation. Stop seeking that external approval because everything you need is already inside you. Let that man, if you want a man, let that man come to you. Because as I said, the right man, the man that you actually should pay attention to, he's not going to make you chase him and chase his validation. He's going to give you that validation without ever asking. He's going to be telling you that you're beautiful. He's going to be showing you how much he loves you. And you won't ever have to ask for it and seek it and chase it. The healthiest relationship happens when two people like join each other, not when one person is chasing the other and then they're playing games. So it flips the other way, and now the girl is chasing the boy, and the boy gets tired of it. They're playing mind games, and it's all fun and butterflies in the stomach because he was chasing me, and now I have to chase him. But should I post this or that? Is that gonna make him reply to my story? or oh, I remember that he really loved this dress, so let me take a picture in it and get him to text me. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, and you're wasting your time. You're wasting your precious young years on this crap. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was I was really cautious about how to film this video because I know that this is kind of like a tricky subject nowadays in today's society. And, at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your life. If you still want to chase men, chase men. If you want to build happy relationships and healthy relationships, then perhaps listen to this video. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what you took away from this video. What are your, for example, experiences with male validation? Because we've all been there. We've all been there to at some point to different extents, but we've all been there sitting, "Oh my god, what am I going to do?" But at the end of the day, it's just a waste of time. Anyways, don't forget to check out my social media as well as the Discord group. It will all be linked down below, as well as some of my most popular videos, as well as the confidence video that I mentioned multiple times. And also let me know if you would like me to do a Q&A maybe. I was thinking about it lately that I should maybe do a Q&A. Anyways, I love you so much. Bye.